Now, for more perspective on the situation in Syria, we are joined by VOA Middle East editor Cecily Hilleary. Cecily, welcome to In Focus.
Thank you.
Now, we've seen some really big developments in Syria. Kofi Annan, the UN and Arab League envoy to that country, resigns. Why?
Well, as you pointed out in your intro, the international community failed to reach any consensus about what to do. That played a huge role. But at the same time, he also blamed the Syrian regime of Bashar al-Assad for being unwilling to relent, to negotiate, and also the escalation of all the violence on the side of the rebels. We've seen a huge escalation, and we've seen assassinations and things like that. So if you have both sides that much at each other's throats, really it's
and of course,
an exercise in futility.
There's nothing much you could do, I mean, without the support of the UN.
But I think that was the point that he was trying to make, and I think he gave a hero's effort at it.
Now then, looking ahead, what is left now for the international community? What must be done?
Well, what must be done and what will be done are two separate things. At this point, the United States has pledged non-lethal aid to the tune of, $25 million to the opposition. At this point, we know this. Diplomacy has failed. Whatever happens in Syria is going to happen on the ground as a result of violence by one side or the other. Now, how much support the United States and the West gives to the rebels is still up in the air. They're downplaying that. The U.S. says it's giving non-lethal support, very important. There are reports that Saudi Arabia and Qatar are arming the rebels. The way it looks now, this is going to have to play out on the ground.
Now, we have had reports of the U.S. actually perhaps authorizing the U.S. support for the rebels. What are you hearing about that? The White House is not exactly saying, yes, we've done this.
No, it's downplaying it. Reuters came out on Wednesday with a report saying that there had been a secret signature given, by the Obama White House, authorizing the CIA to work covertly there and authorizing assistance to the rebels. Look, we know that intelligence has to be on the ground working in some capacity there. I think that's a given. The United States says it is not arming the rebels at this point. It may not need to. There may be others who are willing to step in.
Now, how critical is a country like Russia in all this?
Well, Russia has played a very pivotal position here because it, along with China, has defeated all attempts in the UN Security Council to step in. Certainly, it's against military intervention, and it has been selling weapons to the Assad regime. So it plays a very key role. Now, Russia is very nervous about the latest developments and wants Kofi Annan to be replaced immediately because Russia fears that the West will step in militarily.
We'll be watching this story.
We will.
Hopefully you come back and tell us some more.
Thank you.
We thank you very much for being here today. Cecily is VOA Middle East editor. She joins us today here on In Focus.